So
Billy.
We're recording.
they're gonna do it.
Down to mean, you ready? Chief? We'll call meeting to order with roll call.
Moon. Hyde.
Here.
Schulte.
Here.
Dietrich.
Here.
Becker.
Here.
Friends.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Coomer.
Here.
Bauer.
Here.
Bear.
Here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The council will receive information on non-agenda topics brought before the council by members of the public. The council will not discuss these topics and will not take action on any of them at this meeting. Anyone who's on the agenda wish to be heard. I think we're all here for the same purposes. So Ann, how are you? Consent agenda. One motion approves all consent items. Number one, receive August monthly payment report. Two, receive August monthly building permit report. Number three, approve alcohol beverage license application for Quick Trip Incorporated, changing agent to Jacob Goecki. Number four, approve meeting minutes from August 25th, 2025 Common Council meeting. Any questions on the agenda for consent?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Bauer,
Second.
seconded by Becker. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. General business, item one is approve or deny resolution 4581-25 exempting the city of Reedsburg from paying Sauk County library tax. Jake, Sue Ann, who wants to take this?
This is just the annual resolution that takes the calculation of our TID value less the equalized value of the city, and then whatever portion that we levy for the library is no longer subject to county tax.
Any questions on that? It's pretty much a clerical document, but it's a pretty important clerical document.
Move to approve.
Motion by Peterson,
Second.
seconded by Schulte. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number two, approve or deny web phone application from applicant Jenny Tudo for the Reedsburg Community Lights Group for additional power in Web Park in the amount of $27,414. Jenny, how are you tonight? Good. The floor is yours.
I guess I just want to try to keep the event going, and last year was great. We did get some more power, but there were some hiccups. So to continue the event to grow and get more lights, we need more power. So I guess I'm just here to see what we can do and work together to continue to grow the event and bring people to town.
Questions, comments?
I could add something.
Yeah, Mark.
What it is, this power upgrade would be beneficial for more than just our cause. Many of the people that use this park throughout the summertime for their, picnics or whatever, this power upgrade would benefit in some of the other shelters too. And utilizing this, it's going to draw people to the park, especially for our event here through the month of December. Also too, for bringing revenue into the city too. We're hoping to draw people, say like what Richland Center uses for their rotary lights, or, we're hoping to build as big as what we, some of those outlying cities that have theirs. So this would definitely help. We need the upgrade to the power because last year it seemed to take a lot of extension cords running, and it was a major draw on what we had there. And this definitely would be an upgrade that we could utilize to use for other things, maybe future structures. If they plan on putting more pavilions up there at the park, they could utilize it and tap into that power system. That's, this would help supply. So.
Bill.
So I'm not sure if this question's for you or for Matt. Would this get power up to that farthest north?
Right now, we have power to that far north shelter, and basically we'd be running power to the east on the north side of the park to the corner where the Web Park sign is, and then toward the Veterans Memorial. The Legion Memorial, excuse me.
Because isn't that shelter historically, when it hasn't had power, the least used?
Correct. And that,
That's
yes, that was
Just-
installed in the last power upgrade.
Any other questions? Comments? Concerns?
Jacob, what's the fund?
200.
We do a similar upgrade to City Park.
Yes, I do remember that.
Is that being used, Matt?
Yeah, good spot. We basically centralized that power.
To me, for somebody that doesn't understand electricity, well, like the billing for it, it seems like such a hefty bill. Can you explain what it's actually, I mean, is it just gonna run additional power to each one of these spots, or are there additional power?
Well, the power upgrades that were done, what, a year or two ago, they were a big help, but we need to upgrade so we can spread out more. Like I said, the draw from using extension cords on there, it was too much for some of the breaker system that was the new stuff that was there. The reason why the cost is so high is the cost of materials. The wire and the conduit is continually rising in cost. And this is coming directly from the person that gave us the quote there. And I guess how I want to say this, I guess the reason this being such a high price is because we're trying to do the whole project in one shot. There was the option of possibly splitting it up and doing half now and paying for half at after January 1st, but to have him utilize his tools and his resources, he said it would just be more beneficial to put everything in at one shot. And because he's got all of his machinery down there to trench the lines in and all this stuff, instead of having to bring it all down to the second time or third time to do it. So
It would be additional outlets, like the gazebo does the gazebo have power right now?
Yeah. The answer.
Did you guys get a quote for anybody else?
no, Hall was the only one that we actually had the quote from. So, and Scott was donating some of his labor cost in this quote. So it would probably be considerably more if we went somewhere else. So.
There's actually two amounts on the request, the 27,414 or 24,914. And I guess two amounts.
To look and see here quick.
Well, that's what he was offering for. Oh, okay.
Well, the 27 and the 24 might be what he's actually quoting us possibly after his, was that the 2,500 that he was donating for, I think it was labor towards doing it, I think would be what the 24 was roughly. So.
Is that price still good?
I did contact him Sunday and he said the prices were going up, but he would honor the current estimate, so.
Do you have any data as far as how many people participated in this? And do you want that same amount or is it going to allow you to have more people participate?
Well, I think last year that first night, great. I would think there was probably 3,000 people there at the park in and out. So, and that was just the first night. Throughout the month of December, I couldn't give you a total. But I mean, anytime I've driven by, there's constant flow of people traveling through there at night. So.
Those are just people to look at the displays. How many people were involved in the displays?
As sponsorships,
Yep.
what we do, 25 trees last year at $250 a tree. Then our other sponsorships that we had, our main display was $1,000. And that money in turn went back into refurbishing or purchasing new lights and stuff to kind of upgrade what we had. So I would probably say we had how many different sponsors last year?
25 trees and then there's story time.
Probably about 40,
Yeah.
roughly 40.
So this will help you get more sponsors or is this?
Yes, we're expanding the amount of trees too that we're going to put up for sponsorships to 75 if we can this year. So we're going to need more power, of course, to operate those. And we're hoping that, after this big initial blast of upgrades, we can start being a little more self-sufficient towards it. But we start with low budget, makes it kind of tough. So
is this something that you guys are going to maintain in this particular park?
Yep. That's our goal. We moved from City Park to here, so we had more room. We could make it more of a drive-through. So some of the elderly could actually enjoy it versus, just driving around the park. They couldn't see everything. So.
Further questions? Discussion? John?
My apologies, Your Honor. Perhaps I should have had these questions out before, but I did go over my agenda, and typically back in prehistoric times when I was on the council, this went through either a finance committee or somebody or it would have a staff recommendation, and I was looking around trying to find it and I couldn't. The amount doesn't scare me, especially with what we have in the web fund. I think it's a good cause. But I think those of us around the horseshoe would have had a little more confidence, in this project if we would have had a staff recommendation. And compared to other applications that I've been experienced way back in the past, I just thought a few of the things were vague, such as the the project recognizes the city to commission, of the web fund. Usually there's a plaque on, some area of it says whatever the city needs us to do. And, if we had come up with some sort of demand they didn't, or some sort of request that they didn't suspect, and it could have an impact on the price. I'm not going to send this back. I'm not in favor of sending this thing back or anything, but whether if it's immediately following the meeting or whatever, I'd appreciate what we can do to better arm ourselves with education is with regard to recommendations for web fund projects.
It's definitely been quite a few years since.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Things have definitely changed
since I have some concerns. If this were just a generic request and my absolute first rodeo, I would have a hard time with this one, but I can see the value of it. And, but in the future, I'm going to be a harder sell, I think. But I'll move to approve the expenditure.
Motion by Dietrich. Phil?
Second.
Seconded by Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
I would just like to, so now we're in the discussion period. So maybe Jacob could remember, or Tim, or maybe the mayor. So we dissolved finance how many years ago now?
Well, 6,
Yeah.
yeah.
And this was one of them, and I can't remember, I think we had a discussion about these applications for the web fund, because everything else was kind of a moot point to have finance, because they were already paid and they were budgeted for. But I thought it was, I mean, John brings up a good point here. Were we just going to have this discussion and review as the full council? Was that?
That was always the intent.
That was the,
So it was, so
Yep.
this is
Yep,
coming to fruition of what we envisioned.
yep.
because the final decision was by the council anyways.
All right. I have no further comments.
A motion is second to approve. Any other discussion?
And John, thanks for your comments, and because I'll just say ditto, to just about everything you said. So assuming we approve this, and agreed, it's a good cause. How will the project recognize the contribution from the web fund? Do we need to decide whatever the city needs us to do before we approve this? So, and I feel like Tom Simonson here, because if he would be really big on a plaque or some kind of recognition. So I feel like I'm channeling him. Do we need to decide what that will look like?
This will be the time frame to do that for sure.
I think they could recognize the web fund like you recognize any other sponsor in your literature or whatever, postings you have or anything like that. I think that'd be okay.
I'm good with that. I just would like that out there.
Or putting up a tree that's dedicated to the web fund. I mean, is that?
You mentioned being uncomfortable with whatever the city needs us to do, and I agree with that. That we should have some guidance there because we are the city and we get to decide that.
And that should be a discussion at the horseshoe here. Absolutely. Yep. So motion was made by Dietrich and seconded by Phil. You want to add anything to that motion, John?
So I'm not necessarily looking for that. I mean,
Okay.
just, are you okay? I like your idea of a tree.
Well, I don't know that that's it. I'm just.
So Jacob, procedurally, since you're our go-to person in this, should we have a friendly amendment to John's motion that recognizes official
I think the
acknowledgement?
requires a plaque anyway. The rules. Not sure beyond that, what would be, oh, sorry. I think based on the web rules, a plaque is already required, so I'm not sure what else you would want to add. I mean, it's already spelled out in the web rules, a dedication plaque is required. I mean, if you wanted to litigate what it looks like now, sure, but.
Placement of it, and it would make sense to put it, in the vicinity of one of the shelters. So it's protected by the elements and also, can be seen. I would say my motion would reflect the requirement of the web fund for a plaque to be, and then there's no need for an amendment.
Okay, good.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So talking about the plaque and everything, I just want everybody to know, if you were here, a few years ago when we asked for the money or whatever, that plaque was discussed. And during that meeting, it was discussed that we were not doing anything at that time. So we're not trying to not follow the rules and whatever. At that meeting, that's what was determined. So just so everybody knows.
Sure, this is not a knock on you. It's a question that I have about how we're doing this. This is our end, and I think we just need to clean it up a little bit. And had we done so, I would probably be beyond satisfied with your request and how you filled it out. You filled it out accordingly, and we need to do a little more diligence on our end.
Could add something to that too. We do have signage at our showing our sponsorships and stuff. So we do put that on display. We'd be more than happy to put the web fund as a major contributor to our cause too on that. We do not have a problem doing that. And then our information that we hand out the night of our opening night, we'll definitely have something in there. Boasting the web fund for, helping out. So,
Put it on the Facebook page.
yep. And there could be enough, publicity put out there for everybody, promoting the web fund and for what they can do for us. So we don't have any problem doing that at all. So.
So this is more of a clarification for me. So was it Brian or would it be Matt or Jacob or Max would be the person from the city that would be following up on plaques and just in general?
No, for quite a few of them, Matt has been my go-to guy to, yep.
Yeah, you get everything that happens in a park.
He's going to be the point of contact for the construction project as
I'm
well.
gonna look for you, Matt.
Well, I understand. I think there was no discussion of us waiving the plaque requirement, and we have a motion to approve the thing in a second.
Yep.
The assumption that there would be a plaque.
That there would be a plaque.
Per the
And then we
guideline.
can
Per the guideline.
guide them to work
Yep.
with Matt on placement.
Yep.
And the plaque,
Let the chips fall where they may from
plaque
there.
specs.
Yep. Motion is second. Anything further?
My only question is, and I'm new to this role, what are the requirements for getting multiple bids? Or, because I mean, this could be an amazing price. It could not, I just don't know enough about it. In past, we put things out to bids for city type projects. I understand this isn't that. I guess that's my only reservation here, is to know that the $24,000 is indeed a good price. Historically speaking, or I guess maybe not that, is there any guidance that we have or rules of thumb that we follow, or just we take these requests as they come?
Jacob,
Well-
you have that up.
The rules?
Yeah.
Again,
Oh, go ahead.
again, I'll just go back of my experience as, far away as it's been. We have generally had trust in the applicant. I mean, it behooves the applicant to be as economical and practical with this as possible. Obviously, if this were a city project, then yes, we would need bids. I think it's up to the applicant, and then we need to decide as a council if the bid that they're submitting or the contractor they're working with is someone that we would be comfortable enough to dispense with web funds.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
To that. Or so when we got the other bids, we tried to keep it local and we did Service Electric and Scott also. And between the two bids, the committee and the city, whatever, decided to go with Scott. So we did originally get two bids the first time. Scott's done the work. He's done work for the city. So we kind of just went back to him because he's kind of knows the project. And so that's why we only did one.
Familiarity sounds practical.
I think the biggest thing you said was local. I mean, that's in my mind what I'm looking for. Anything further? We have a motion and second to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, then business number 3 is approved and deny preliminary 2026 capital equipment and improvement plan. Max.
Yeah, so in your packet, there is a capital equipment plan and then a capital improvement plan. These will look a little different than the ones that we've had in the past. Some of the staff asked me to basically just try to clean up the old forms. So in the capital improvement plan, kind of shows a 4-year potential plan. And basically anything that has the bold outline, that's the year that we're planning on doing that project. These either came from committees that have already been approved. So for example, in the Parks and Rec Committee and the Public Works Committee, these have already gone through review and have been recommended for approval. And then the remaining have come directly from department staff heads. If you have any questions, I can go through them all, but I prefer to just answer questions if you have any. This is all going to be subject to the budget process, so something that's in there now might not end up in the final budget. This is more of just a plan of this is what we want to do, and then once we get through the budget process, we'll know in terms of what we're actually going to be able to do.
Questions for Max?
Max, what's the total for the CEP?
For the capital equipment total, I did not break down totals. Part of the reason for that is that some of those, they're going to be coming from different funds. So the total amount doesn't necessarily show, for example, what the total amount that's going to be levied. So I didn't feel like it was necessarily helpful to have that total.
Any other questions? Comments? Or I'll take a motion if one's in order. John?
Move to approve.
Motion by Dietrich. We have a second.
Second.
Seconded by Hyde. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Commission, committee, board, and staff reports. Historic preservation.
All right, this will be the last time I'm going to talk to you guys about this. I've been talking about it for months. It's that exciting. September 13th at 1:30, and 2 o'clock, we're going to tour the cemetery. There's a handful of stops. And we've got some really interesting historic people that are there that we are going to be highlighting. And tickets are available at the Chamber of Commerce until Friday, in which case you can buy them at the cemetery. It's going to be a nice day as long as the rain holds out. We're really looking forward to it. And it's going to be a great time. Again, 1:30, and 2 o'clock are when the tours will be taken off to go, and it's a guided tour from stop to stop to stop, and you'll have a lot of really great educational experience.
Awesome. Hopefully, fingers crossed for the weather, like you said.
Yeah. Right now, it's like a under 40% chance, but
It'll be just fine.
It'll be
just
great.
fine.
It'll be great. Nice summer-like day.
Airport Commission.
We met, discussed hangars a bit because it seems to be an ongoing discussion. And we also talked about the master plan. Big challenges there is they're really having a hard time getting the data correct because we're so far from Madison that the normal way of collecting data don't work for here. And the big discussion with that is if we can't justify it, then the government's not going to pay for the length of runway and things in width. So it's just getting that data correct so that it reflects what we actually do there.
Perfect. Not perfect, but thank you for the report. Any other committee, commission, staff member, anything you want to report? I do want to bring up right away so we don't forget. October 9th, Christine, correct? Will be the Chamber of Commerce annual meeting and dinner, which is an awesome event. What time does that start? It's a good time, no matter where you look at it, and I enjoy giving the update for how things are going on around the city. So yeah, Thursday, the 9th of October, make sure if you can possibly be there. It'll be, Jacob will send an email out here with information on that. So let's go around the horseshoe. Aaron.
Nothing tonight.
Jake.
Nothing tonight.
Bill.
Nothing tonight. Thanks.
Missy.
Nothing here.
Tim. Max.
Nothing for me.
Jake from City Hall. John.
Yes, I've already committed to going to the Wisconsin Counties Association Conference, which is wraps around the weekend before the League of Wisconsin Municipalities. I'm going to be retired from my day job coming up in November, and I then plan to attend both. And I encourage everyone around the horseshoe to go at least once. There's a lot of networking. And I could tell you, if there's ever any type of tension among council members with budgets looming and other issues, it just sort of tends to melt away when you go to the league conference. So I really hope you consider going in the future. As for the cemetery tour, I think it was a couple of years ago they did it, and I did attend, and it was absolutely fabulous. It was very well done. I would be going this year, except I have a fourth grade grandson who wants someone to cheer him while playing football. And I have a 10-point buck in my woods that has a death wish. I hope to oblige them both.
Jason,
Meeting tonight. Thank you.
can't top that. Sonny? Dave Moon?
Nothing comes to mind, Your Honor.
I think I can't top that either. So that's all I got for the evening. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Dietrich.
Second.
I was waiting for that. Seconded by Missy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Didn't think so. Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.